Here are the top 5 video games of 1980. Number 5 is Space Fortress, a side-scrolling shoot-'em-up where you control a little ship at the bottom of the screen and your ghost's goal is to avoid being hit by the asteroids and the UFOs that are constantly raining down on you, while also trying to shoot the UFOs out of the sky. It's a simple concept, but the game is surprisingly hard. No, 4 is Jetpack, a game about a man in a jetpack who has to fly through these mazes and avoid the walls and the bombs. While collecting the gold coins, the game is set in a post-apocalyptic world where humanity is under attack by these creatures called the Krill, and you have to navigate these mazes to find the key cards that will open up the gates to the Krill City and save humanity. No, 3 is Robotron, a game about a robot who has to avoid the enemy robots and the bombs they throw at you, while also trying to collect all of the energy cells to power up your robot. No, 2 is Defender, a game where you control this little square, and your goal is to protect the humans from the aliens. You can move your character around the screen and shoot the aliens from a distance. But if an alien gets too close, you can pick them up and throw them away. And the best game of 1980 is Galaga, a game where you control a little spaceship and your goal is to avoid the UFOs and shoot them down. But if you get hit, your ship will be damaged and you'll lose all of your weapons. So it's a very challenging game. These are the top 5 video games of 1981. Number 5 is Space Fortress, a really fun space strategy game where you control a spaceship and have to dodge asteroids and enemy fire, while also trying to destroy the enemy's fortress. Great graphics for the time, and it was also very influential. No, for his Ghost Manor, a spooky mansion full of ghosts that you have to navigate and try not to get too scared. The graphics were so realistic for the time, and the game was so scary that it actually got banned in some places. No. 3 is Robotron 2084, a futuristic arcade game where you control a robot and have to shoot your way through waves of enemies. It's fast-paced, intense, and very addictive. Number 2 is Defender, a classic arcade game where you control a spaceship and have to defend Earth from alien invaders. It's simple but highly addictive. And no, 1 on our list is Pac-Man, the most iconic arcade game of all time. It's simple to learn but hard to master, and its impact on popular culture is immeasurable. What do you think of this list? Let me know in the comments below. These are the top 5 video games of 1982. Number 5 is Space Fortress, a sci-fi themed tower defense game where you try to stop an alien invasion by building turrets and barricades. It's kind of like a less complex version of XCOM, and for its time, it was pretty revolutionary. No. 4 is The Incredible Machine, a physics puzzle game where you had to arrange a series of contraptions to get the ball into the goal. This game was so influential that it spawned an entire genre of games based around creating machines to do simple tasks. No. 3 is Dig Dug, a classic arcade game where you dig tunnels and use your fists to defeat the monsters. This game is simple to learn, but very hard to master. Number 2 is Pac-Man, arguably the most influential game of all time. It popularized the maze chase genre and became an instant hit when it was released in arcades. And the best video game of 1982 is none other than Donkey Kong. This game introduced the world to one of gaming's most iconic characters, and its innovative level design and gameplay made it stand out from the crowd. What do you think of these picks? Let me know in the comments down below. These are the top 5 video games of 1983. Number 5 is Space Fortress, a side-scrolling shoot-'em-up where you control a little ship at the bottom of the screen, and your goal is to shoot all of the UFOs before they reach your base. The game is over when one of them gets through, which happens pretty quickly, but it's so much fun. Number 4 is Robotron 2084, a game with a really unique art style for the time, and it's considered by many to be the best arcade game ever made. Your goal is to simply stay alive and defeat the robots. Easier said than done. No. 3 is Dig Dug, a game that requires you to dig and navigate these underground tunnels while avoiding the pesky enemies. The graphics are simple, but the gameplay is so addictive. No. 2 is Donkey Kong, a game that needs no introduction. This game had crowds of people going absolutely nuts when it first came out. It was the game that started it all. And no. 1 is Pac-Man, the most iconic arcade game of all time. It single-handedly led to the creation of all the other games on this list. And even today, it's still one of the most recognizable pieces of media ever made. These are the top 5 video games of 1984. Number 5 is Donkey Kong Jr. for the NES. This game was the first game to use the new NES console, and it was a huge hit. The graphics were amazing for the time, and the gameplay was addictive. Number 4 is Metroid for the NES. This game was a masterpiece. The graphics were incredible, and the gameplay was so much fun. It set the standard for all future Metroid games. No. 3 is The Legend of Zelda for the NES. This game is a classic. It's the game that started it all, and it's still so much fun to play today. The graphics, the music, the gameplay, it's all just perfect. No. 2 is Super Mario Bros. 3 for the NES. This game took everything that was great about Super Mario Bros. 2 and made it even better. The graphics were colorful, and the gameplay was fast-paced and fun. And the best game of 1984 is Tetris for the Game Boy. This game is a puzzle game that's so incredibly addictive. The graphics are simple, but the gameplay is so much fun. It's no wonder why this game is the best-selling game of all time. Here are the top 5 video games of 1985. Number 5 is The Legend of Zelda, a game that started it all. This game introduced us to Hyrule, Zelda, and Ganondorf, a world full of magic, monsters, and music that has stood the test of time. No, 4 is Metroid, that this game established many of the staples of the Metroid series, including the iconic power suit and the franchise's signature slow burn horror. No, 3 is Ninja Gaiden, a game so hard it would make you rage quit. This game was a true test of skill and patience, but the satisfaction you got from beating it was unparalleled. Number 2 is Super Mario Bros. 3, a game that perfected the side-scrolling level design and introduced new power-ups like the raccoon suit and the frog suit. This game also had one of the best soundtracks ever. Video game of 1985 is Super Metroid. This game combined the exploration of Metroid with the level design of Super Mario Bros. 3, and the result was pure magic.